The word deadly is scary. Let's be clear, this video is not about fear, but these 7 signs can be timed deadly to your vitality, your independence, and your joy if they go ignored. They are the most serious warnings your body can give you. Stay with me, and we will calmly and clearly break down what they are, what they mean, and what to do next, starting right now. It's a common story, especially after age 55. You visit the doctor, you talk about the exhaustion, the new stiffness, or the gut troubles. You are often told, it's just stress, or it's a normal part of getting older. But what if that feeling you have, that deep knowing that something is truly wrong, is correct? Millions of older adults live with undiagnosed autoimmune disease. Their own immune system, designed to protect them, starts attacking healthy cells by mistake. It's like a sophisticated security system that suddenly can't tell the difference between a burglar and the homeowner. This leads to chronic, low-grade inflammation in overdrive. We use the term deadly here because these conditions, when left unchecked, can erode your quality of life year after year. They steal your energy, they steal your mobility, they steal your focus. These are often preventable losses. This video is designed to empower you with clarity. We want you to stop accepting these life-limiting symptoms as just aging. We want you to have the precise, evidence-based language you need to discuss these issues with your healthcare provider and demand to be heard. We're going to cover 7 specific warning signs. These are not rare conditions. These are common symptoms that, when grouped together, paint a very clear picture of immune dysfunction. We need to look for patterns, not isolated complaints. To make sure you never miss this kind of crucial, actionable information about protecting your vitality, please take a moment to subscribe right now. Our whole mission is simplifying complex health topics for the 55+ community, so you can improve your everyday life. Let's start with the absolute number 1 sign that is most commonly dismissed. Relentless fatigue. It's more than just being tired. It is the first whisper of a system running in crisis mode. How do you tell the difference between typical tiredness and the deep, systemic exhaustion tied to autoimmunity? The difference is often measured in time and rest. Normal tiredness disappears after a good night's sleep or a relaxing weekend. Autoimmune fatigue does not. It feels like you woke up after running a marathon. This bone-deep exhaustion is pervasive. It can feel like wearing lead shoes just to walk across the room. We call this symptom the energy thief because it robs you of your capacity for simple daily tasks, including socializing and light movement. Why does this happen? When your immune system is locked in a constant battle, even a low-grade battle, it burns enormous amounts of fuel. Your body is always diverting resources away from normal function, like digestion or clear thinking, to fight the perceived threat. This constant demand creates a crippling, unrelenting weariness that no amount of rest can cure. If your energy level is consistently a 3 out of 10, even on days when you didn't do much, that is a huge red flag. The problem is, fatigue is subjective. Doctors hear "I'm tired" all day long. So how do you make your fatigue quantifiable? You need objective data. Start treating your energy like a battery charge. For 2 weeks, use a small notebook. Rate your energy level at noon and again at 7 p.m. on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 means you are completely flat, and 10 means you feel ready to conquer the world. When you show your doctor this pattern of consistently low numbers, especially if you also document adequate sleep, you change the conversation entirely. You move from complaining to providing evidence. Remember, documenting this severe fatigue is essential because ignoring it can lead to further decline. When fatigue keeps you from gentle movement, your overall health spirals downward much faster. Now, let's turn to the second deadly sign that adults often brush aside: rapid or unexplained changes in weight. We are not talking about 5 pounds gained over the holidays. We are looking for significant weight loss or gain that has no obvious connection to diet or exercise habits. When weight drops rapidly, especially if you are not trying to lose it, it can be a warning. Autoimmune diseases often attack the gut lining, making nutrient absorption impossible. You may be eating enough, but your body is starving at the cellular level. This involuntary weight loss demands investigation. On the flip side, what about sudden, significant weight gain? This is frequently associated with conditions like Hashimoto's thyroiditis, where the immune system attacks the thyroid gland. The thyroid is your master regulator of metabolism. When the thyroid gland slows down, your entire system slows down. Even if you maintain the same diet, the slower metabolism causes rapid weight gain, water retention, and persistent puffiness, particularly in the face and hands. This weight gain is metabolic chaos, not simply overeating. This kind of weight fluctuation signals major metabolic disruption and immune involvement. Are you constantly tracking your weight out of frustration without understanding the cause? This is a crucial data point to share with your doctor. If you notice a trend of losing or gaining 10 or more pounds over 3 months without changing your habits, document it clearly. Write down the dates and the weight. This provides the first clue that a master regulator in your body may be under siege from your own immune system. This kind of evidence is powerful. The third deadly sign is chronic pain and stiffness that moves around. It's what we call migratory joint pain. Almost everyone experiences some joint discomfort as they age. A stiff knee or a sore hip after a long walk is common, but autoimmune joint pain behaves differently. It's often symmetrical, meaning it hits the same joints on both sides of the body, like both wrists or both ankles. Even more telling, it's migratory. Today, your hands hurt intensely. Tomorrow, the pain has seemingly vanished from your hands, but has flared up in your feet or elbows. The pain seems to wander. This pattern signals systemic inflammation. It is not just wear and tear arthritis, which tends to stick to the joints you have used heavily over the years. Autoimmune pain is caused by immune cells attacking the lining of the joints. If left untreated, this sustained inflammation leads to erosion and permanent joint damage, destroying mobility. That's why this sign is truly deadly to your future independence. Losing the ability to grip a cup or walk without support fundamentally changes your life. The other major characteristic is morning stiffness. If your joints are so stiff when you wake up that it takes over an hour of gentle movement before you feel somewhat loose, that is a significant warning sign. Normal stiffness usually resolves within 15 or 20 minutes. An hour or more of stiffness, is a powerful indicator of autoimmune activity. How can you document this effectively? Again, your words alone might be dismissed. Create a simple pain map. On a sheet of paper, sketch an outline of the front and back of a human body. Each morning for a week, use a colored marker, say red, to shade in every joint that is stiff or painful. Write down how long the morning stiffness lasted. If your map shows a pattern of symmetrical, migratory pain that takes longer than an hour to resolve, you have created undeniable evidence of systemic inflammation. You must take this evidence to your doctor. It is the first step toward preserving your mobility for decades to come. Let's move on to the fourth major warning sign: recurring fevers and swollen glands. This is the sign that your immune system is running a constant state of high alert. You might not feel acutely sick. The fever is often low-grade, just a point or two above your normal baseline temperature. It's often accompanied by a general feeling of malaise, as if you are always fighting off a mild cold. This happens because the immune system produces chemicals called cytokines during an inflammatory response. These chemicals tell your brain to raise your body temperature. If this is happening constantly, even subtly, your body is effectively burning itself out from the inside. This is one of the most reliable indicators of continuous immune activation. Furthermore, pay close attention to your lymph nodes. These are the small, bean-shaped glands found in your neck, armpits, and groin. Their job is to filter lymph fluid and trap pathogens. When they swell, it means they are actively fighting something. If you frequently find swollen, slightly tender lymph nodes without having a clear infection like a cold or the flu, this suggests persistent, widespread immune activity tied to autoimmunity. The body is constantly trying to process the debris created by its own internal attack. What's the action step here? Stop guessing about your temperature. Buy a reliable digital thermometer. Check your temperature at the same 2 times every day for 2 weeks, even when you feel fine. Note any persistent temperature above 99.5 degrees Fahrenheit, especially if it coincides with swollen glands or a feeling of being run down. This persistent, low-grade heat is not normal and must be addressed. Remember to subscribe to Silver Smile and Bites if you find this practical, actionable advice helpful for navigating your health journey. The fifth deadly sign is linked to the surface of the body: significant skin changes, rashes, and persistent lesions. Our skin is the largest organ and often the clearest outward indicator of internal turmoil. Autoimmune diseases commonly manifest as unique or persistent skin issues that are not simply eczema or dermatitis. One key example is the classic butterfly rash. This is a red or purplish rash that spreads across the cheeks and the bridge of the nose, resembling the shape of a butterfly. It's painless but often sensitive to sunlight. It is strongly associated with systemic lupus erythematosus, or lupus, and demands immediate medical attention. Other signs include chronic hives that don't respond well to typical allergy treatments, or areas of thickened, silvery, flaky skin found on the elbows, knees, or scalp. Signs often associated with psoriasis, another autoimmune condition. We also see persistent dry, red patches that may burn or itch, or tiny blood vessel spots under the skin. If the skin is being attacked, it means the immune response is powerful enough to break the body's primary barrier. This is a severe signal that widespread inflammation is occurring deep inside your system. Do not dismiss persistent, non-healing, or recurring skin flare-ups as just cosmetic problems. They are often a deep reflection of internal distress. The simple, crucial action here is photography. Skin changes are often fleeting or look different by the time you see a doctor. When you notice a new rash, lesion, or persistent redness, take a clear, well-lit photo of the affected area with a reference point nearby, perhaps a ruler or a coin, to show scale. Take multiple photos over several days to document its progression. This provides powerful visual evidence that helps your doctor make an accurate diagnosis much faster than words alone. Moving inward, the sixth deadly sign involves your cognitive function, the short-circuiting brain fog. Many assume brain fog is a guaranteed part of aging. While some cognitive slowing is normal, the brain fog associated with autoimmunity is different. It's the inability to find common words, difficulty concentrating on simple tasks, or the feeling that your thoughts are moving through molasses. It is frustrating and often frightening. This kind of cognitive symptom is tied to neuroinflammation. The inflammation is crossing the blood-brain barrier. It affects executive function, your ability to plan, organize, and execute tasks. It makes simple calculations difficult and interrupts the flow of conversation. The brain is literally running on less optimal power because the inflammatory process is causing interference. This sign is deadly to your independence because it impacts your ability to manage finances, remember medications, or safely drive. It steals the sharpness that maintains your autonomy. If you find yourself consistently forgetting appointments, having difficulty following a movie plot, or struggling to complete recipes you have made hundreds of times, pay close attention. The best way to track this is through error tracking. For 1 week, keep a small tally of memory slips. Did you forget why you walked into a room? Did you miss a turn while driving? Did you misplace your keys more than usual? Instead of getting frustrated, use these moments as data points. This tangible count helps you identify if the issue is a temporary distraction or a persistent, worrying pattern linked to systemic inflammation. Finally, we come to the seventh deadly sign, which often presents as unexplained gut distress. Autoimmunity frequently begins in the gut, making gut symptoms a critical early warning sign. We are talking about chronic, unexplained bloating, recurrent diarrhea or constipation, and new food sensitivities that suddenly appear out of nowhere. If you are 55 or older and suddenly cannot tolerate foods that you ate happily your entire life, like wheat, dairy, or certain vegetables, that suggests your gut lining is compromised. This is called increased intestinal permeability, or colloquially, leaky gut. When the gut lining is inflamed and damaged by immune attack, particles of undigested food can pass through the barrier into the bloodstream. Your immune system then flags these particles as foreign invaders, ramping up the inflammation and creating a painful, chronic cycle of distress. This gut distress isn't just uncomfortable, it's deadly to your nutrient absorption and overall vitality. Chronic inflammation originating in the gut can drive systemic problems throughout the entire body, from joint pain to brain fog. It is a root cause that demands attention. To document this, you must conduct a detailed symptom diary. For at least 5 days, write down every single item you eat and drink, and immediately note any corresponding symptoms: gas, bloating, pain, or changes in bowel habits. Use a simple rating scale for severity. This food and symptom diary is the single most powerful tool you can give your doctor to help them identify potential triggers and underlying autoimmune drivers like celiac disease or inflammatory bowel disease. Do not simply assume it's a temporary bug or bad luck. Now that we have covered all 7 red flags, the relentless fatigue, the unexplained weight changes, the migratory joint pain, the low-grade fevers, the significant skin changes, the brain fog, and the chronic gut distress, it is time to synthesize this information. Remember, one of these signs might be temporary or linked to something minor. But if you are experiencing asterisks or 2 or more of these signs consistently, they are very likely not isolated incidents. They are communicating a clear message: your body is under systemic inflammatory attack. Our mission at Silver Smile and Bites is to provide gentle movement, better nutrition, and a strong mindset. These are the foundations of managing autoimmune conditions. But before you can manage it, you must first identify it. If you have been nodding along, recognizing several of these signs in yourself or a loved one, this information is your moment of empowerment. This is not about fear. It is about information. Many seniors face an additional challenge. Doctors often confuse autoimmune symptoms with fibromyalgia, depression, or standard age-related issues. This is why your ability to advocate for yourself is the most important takeaway from this entire video. You must go prepared. Do not just talk about feeling tired. Present the data, the pain map, the weight log, the temperature charts, and the food diary. You are providing undeniable evidence of a times pattern of inflammation. When you speak to your doctor, use assertive language. Ask specifically for baseline inflammation markers. The most common and valuable tests are the ANA test, which screens for general autoimmune activity, and the CRP and ESR tests, which measure systemic inflammation levels. Requesting these specific tests shows your doctor you are serious and informed. If your doctor is resistant, you have the right to seek a second opinion. Remember, your independence is worth fighting for. Protecting your vitality is an active process. It requires understanding that inflammation is the enemy. While formal diagnosis and medication are in the hands of your doctor, you can immediately begin supportive measures through simple nutrition and gentle movement. For nutrition, focus on reducing inflammatory triggers. This often means temporarily removing common culprits like heavily processed sugar, excessive seed oils, and deep-fried foods. Instead, boost your intake of anti-inflammatory foods. Think deep green leafy vegetables, healthy omega-3 fatty acids found in cold water fish, and colorful berries. These choices help calm the immune system's overreaction by providing the raw materials your body needs to fight inflammation effectively. Small, consistent dietary changes, supported by evidence, can make a huge difference in symptom severity. For movement, remember that gentle movement is medicine. It's crucial to keep your joints mobilized, especially if you suffer from stiffness. High-impact exercise can actually increase inflammation, which is counterproductive. Instead, prioritize low-impact activities like walking, gentle yoga, swimming, or Tai Chi. Even 15 minutes of slow, mindful movement a day can significantly improve circulation, reduce stiffness, and boost your mood without taxing your already stressed system. Movement, even small movement, is non-negotiable for managing autoimmune health. The goal is to stop the downward spiral. Fatigue leads to less movement, which leads to more stiffness, which leads to worse mood, which exacerbates inflammation. Breaking this cycle starts with recognizing the signs and taking control of the controllable, your nutrition and your movement habits. Do not wait for a diagnosis to start treating your body kindly. This entire 30 minutes has been dedicated to providing you with the roadmap to self-advocacy. You are now equipped to distinguish between normal age-related changes and serious, potentially deadly, signs of inflammation. Use the tracking methods we discussed, the symptom diaries, the pain maps, the weight logs, to ensure you approach your healthcare provider with confidence and data. Knowledge is power, especially in health. If this video has clarified complex symptoms for you, please hit the like button now. It helps this crucial, fact-based information reach other adults 55 and older who might still be suffering in silence, thinking their symptoms are just aging. Subscribe to Silver Smile and Bites and tap the bell icon so you never miss our crystal clear guidance on vitality and well-being. Your body is not failing you. It is sending you a powerful message. It is time to listen to that message, gather your evidence, and begin the journey toward reclaiming your health and vitality. You have the tools now. Take the first step today. Asterisk. The script has reached the required total word count of approximately 3,600 words, based on the previous internal pacing and the provided constraints. The final section, including the strong closing CTA and uplifting line, has been delivered in the previous turn. Asterisk. Self-correction/internal note. Since the previous section completed the content, provided the summary/takeaway, included the final CTAs, and delivered the concluding uplifting line, no further prose is required. If the previous sections were shorter than the anticipated 3,600 words, this section would be the final closing segment. Assuming standard pacing of approximately 130 to 150 words per minute for professional voiceover, the prior sections have covered the 30-minute requirement. Returning only the required prose for the next section, which, based on the completion of the narrative arc and CTAs, is the end of the script. No further prose to return. So's butch mamage. Self-correction. Internal note. The previous section completed the closing, CTAs, and final message, assuming the required word count had been reached. Since the user requested another section, I will generate a highly detailed and actionable appendix/addendum section that focuses on nutrition and movement specificity, reinforcing the channel's core mission and filling any remaining word count to ensure the 30-minute target is fully met, while strictly adhering to the no recap and seamless continuation rules. We have talked about what time to do, but let's briefly touch on how to implement these lifestyle changes with absolute clarity. Starting with nutrition, eliminating processed foods is non-negotiable. But what should you eat instead? Focus your shopping cart on clean, single-ingredient foods. Prioritize high-quality protein sources at every meal, such as lean poultry, fish, or plant-based proteins. Protein is essential for repairing tissues that inflammation constantly damages. Ensure you are getting ample fiber from vegetables and low-sugar fruits like berries. Fiber acts like a scrub brush for the gut, helping to regulate bowel movements and supporting a healthier microbiome, which is key to calming the immune system. Consider adding specific inflammation fighters daily. Turmeric, or curcumin, is a powerful natural anti-inflammatory agent. Incorporating black pepper with turmeric dramatically increases its absorption. Ginger, whether fresh or as a tea, also provides significant calming effects on the gut and systemic inflammation. A simple, actionable takeaway. Aim for 2 cups of colorful vegetables and 1 anti-inflammatory spice every single day. This simple goal shifts your body's chemistry toward healing. Now, let's refine the movement plan. Gentle movement is medicine, but how gentle is gentle enough, especially during a painful flare? When joint pain flares, your movement strategy must change. Focus on range of motion exercises rather than strengthening. For example, slowly move your hands and wrists through their full range of motion 10 times. Do ankle rotations and shoulder rolls. This maintains the joint fluid and prevents further stiffness without taxing the joint lining. Listen to your body and adjust. On a lower pain day, add an extra 5 minutes of walking. On a high pain day, stick to gentle stretches while seated. Never underestimate the power of mindset in this process. Chronic illness, whether diagnosed or suspected, can lead to significant stress and anxiety. We know that stress hormones like cortisol directly fuel inflammation. Therefore, incorporating daily stress reduction is just as important as diet and exercise. Try 5 minutes of mindful breathing, focused only on the slow pace of your breath. Or dedicate 10 minutes to a light hobby, like reading or listening to music, that brings you genuine joy. These simple acts break the stress-inflammation feedback loop. Taking these steps is not a cure, but it is the foundation for managing symptoms and regaining control. Remember, improving your everyday vitality often starts with small, consistent, and kind choices. Asterisk, self-correction/internal note. The script is now very extensive, covering the 7 signs, the advocacy methods, and detailed lifestyle support. To fulfill the final structural and word count requirements for a 30-minute video, while maintaining flow and grade 6 to 8 readability, I will add a final segment focused on the often overlooked environmental triggers and the importance of sleep hygiene, which is highly relevant to the 55-plus audience and directly impacts inflammation. There is one final crucial area we must address that drastically impacts chronic inflammation: your environment and your sleep quality. This is particularly relevant for the 55-plus community. Poor sleep is a massive, often overlooked trigger for autoimmune flares. When you don't achieve deep, restorative sleep, your body cannot properly clear out inflammatory debris and repair damaged tissues. This leads to a vicious cycle. Inflammation causes poor sleep, and poor sleep causes more inflammation. To combat this, treat sleep hygiene as seriously as you treat your diet. Start by ensuring your bedroom is completely dark and cool. Darkness maximizes the production of melatonin, the hormone necessary for deep rest, and which also acts as an anti-inflammatory agent. Stop all screens, phones, tablets, and televisions at least 1 hour before bedtime. The blue light from these devices suppresses melatonin production, signaling to your brain that it is still daytime. If necessary, wear blue light blocking glasses in the evening. In your environment, also consider toxin exposure. As we age, our bodies are less efficient at processing chemicals. Exposure to harsh cleaning products, strong fragrances, or mold can silently push your immune system into an overreactive state. Simple, actionable steps here include switching to natural, unscented cleaning products and ensuring good ventilation in your home. These small adjustments reduce the daily burden on your immune system, allowing it to calm down and focus on healing rather than defense against environmental irritants. Remember, every single choice we have discussed, from documenting your pain to choosing anti-inflammatory foods to prioritizing sleep, is a brick in the foundation of your long-term vitality. You are building resilience against chronic inflammation. Do not let these subtle signs continue unchecked. Take the information and the tools from this video and start using them today to advocate for the healthy, independent future you deserve.